Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing every single character in Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2's unique ability. Some of these may be obvious, and if I do not have a unique ability for each character, I'll show off a unique hidden tech that is not normally intended for each character. So let's get right into this. Please hit the subscribe button as it'll really help me out. Let's try to reach a really cool goal today. Be sure to join the Discord down in the description to play PvZ with me. More stuff like that. Anyway, let's get on to the first character, the Peashooter. The regular Peashooter is the all-rounder variant of the Peashooter class. He has generous splash damage and is pretty solid top-tier character all around. But the unique ability I want to show off for this character is bean jumping. If you use your hyper ability and bean ability at the same time, you could make yourself launch across the map, giving yourself extreme height. Firepea's hidden ability is pretty interesting, as it's not really an ability. If you look at the bottom of Firepea's body, it's pretty much an exact replica of regular Peashooter's body. If you look at a character like Toxic P, the bottom of his body is all green and slimy. Well, if you didn't know, Firepea was intended to have a fiery body, but the developers accidentally used regular Peashooter's body on Firepea. So they made a mistake there. If you find an AI version of Firepea in the game, you actually can see Firepea's fiery body in action. Icepea has a unique ability to freeze zombies. An ability that pairs really well with the Icepea is the Dark Bean Bomb. There's actually a hidden tech you could do with all Peashooters in the game, but I think it benefits the Icepea the most. Normally the Icepea's fire rate is pretty fast, but if you perfectly time using your bean bomb grenade, you'll actually shoot faster, and you'll shoot out 2 snowballs at once. It's pretty hard to pull off, but if you do, it looks pretty cool. And it's highly effective. It also lets you get out more damage. Toxic P's unique ability is his extremely wide splash radius. You barely even have to be aiming at a zombie, and you'll hit them, inflicting toxic damage. This is a pretty well-known one, but it's a pretty fun part about the character. Something that's unique about Commando P is that he has the worst fall off out of any plant in the entire game, starting at 10 meters. This character does a ton of DPS up close at 70 DPS. From far away, at 40 meters, he only does 38 DPS. He has a fast fire rate, but he's heavily outclassed by the other Peashooters, mainly because he's only good at close range. It's a shame. Commando P is still a great character though. Agent P's unique ability is that he has the highest DPS out of any character in the game, making him one of the easiest characters to pick up and play. He does an absurd amount of damage both up close and from range, making him the most broken character in the entire game. He does have less health than all the other Peashooters, however, at only 100. Law P's unique ability is that he could fire as fast as you pull the trigger. The unique ability about Plasma P is his charge shots. Normally with charge characters, they get a penalty and slow down when they charge their shots, as well as it taking up more ammo in the clip. Plasma P, however, is not affected by this at all. He can freely jump around, and his charge shots only take up 1 ammo. He also has all the benefits of being a Peashooter, so yeah, this character is pretty overpowered. A lot of fun to play though. Rock P's unique ability is having extra health compared to the regular Peashooters. The piig ability actually gives you armor and makes you take less damage to oncoming attacks. This stacks really well with Rock P's extra health, making you an absolute tank whenever you're in Gatling. If you like P-Gatling, this is the best Peashooter to use. Electro P's unique ability is that he is faster than all the other Peashooters. He also is one of 3 detonation characters in the game. He also has an extremely fast reload. This is one of my favorite characters in the entire game. So much fun to play. Let's move on to the zombie class. Let's start off with the scientists. Regular scientist has one of the slowest fire rates in the entire game, matching the camo Cactus. Similar to the Peashooter though, if you shoot and use the sticky ball ability, you could make this fire rate significantly faster by using an ability. Marine Biologist doesn't have many unique abilities. He does do a ton of damage up close. But something cool about the Scientist class is that you could do tricks with the Heal Bomb ability. If you look down and use the Heal Bomb, you could gain a bit of momentum. In fact, you could gain a lot of momentum. You can fly across the map if you pull off this tech properly. Also, by standing on top of the heal bomb, you can fly across the map, especially if you get into a corner. Pretty cool. Here's Dr. Toxic. Something that's kind of interesting about this character is if you look in the accessories slot, it actually shows the marine biologist's hat. This is a coding error. While not unique to the physicist, by putting a sticky ball on certain ledges and ADSing and walking slowly onto it, you can fly across the map. Pretty stupid, but pretty cool. The astronaut's unique ability is that he's a sniper on the scientist class, meaning he can camp in the back of the map and snipe you, along with healing himself. Really overpowered, but a ton of fun to play. The chemist's unique ability is his huge radius, at the cost of not doing that much damage. He has fantastic group control though. The archaeologist's unique ability is that he is a mix between the astronaut and regular scientist. He's pretty good from range and has a solid fire rate, but he also does extra damage up close. He's one of the most, if not the most all-rounder character in the entire game. The paleontologist's unique ability is that he has splash along with fire, meaning at range you could snipe the ground not even having to hit your opponent, and they'll still be penalized, taking fire damage over time. The zoologist is one of the few Garden Warfare 2 characters to get an actual figure released. I actually got this figure way back when at Toys R Us when they were still open, making Zoologist my favorite character when I was younger, just because I had the figure of him. The computer scientist has the second fastest reload time in the entire game, making it feel like you essentially have infinite ammo with this character. Another thing is that computer scientist is the only non-new generation zombie to be a legendary in the entire game. Moving back to the Citrons, the thing I find most unique about the regular Citron is that his laser is essentially hit scan, meaning it has the fastest projectile speed in the entire game. Anything it comes into contact with, it'll be instantly registered as damage. He also has splash damage, which is pretty cool. The Frozen Citron is an ice variant of the Citron, and he does not have splash damage, but he still does great damage from range, and he's very obnoxious because you could freeze people. I really enjoy camping with him. Something unique about the Electro Citron is that his splash damage is not affected by damage drop-off whatsoever. Something unique about the Iron Citron is that he only has one ammo. He takes a pretty long time to reload. But there's a trick with you. If you shoot into a wall and instantly jump out, you'll be able to shoot instantaneously. This is a pretty cool exploit that I like using. For the Party Citron, I'm going to show off Universal Citron tech, since essentially the Party Citron is just a clone of the regular Citron. By not pressing any movement options and standing still and only pressing the right ability option, again, not pressing anything, you time your jumps properly, you'll go way further than you're expected to, making it a really good movement option. Something unique about the Toxic Citron is that you could shoot while you're in the ball. It's pretty hard and precise to pull off, but I did discover it one day. The timing is very strict, but it is possible. Something unique about the engineer is that his projectiles explode midair. Now there's a lot of characters that have this, but with the engineer, if you're around that explosion, it'll actually have a huge hitbox. As you can see, that crate exploded simply because of the explosion that this projectile leaves. It's pretty useful if someone's hiding behind a wall. Something unique I want to show off is that I'm max rank and I never even touched this character. That's because if you master both the Unicorn and Twilight Chomper, you can fully skip over playing a single character. I never even touched this character. Something unique about the Electrician is that he has the highest splash radius out of any of the zombies, similar to the Toxic P. Similar to the Archaeologist, the Mechanic is one of the most versatile characters in the entire game. Up close, he's an absolute machine, dealing over 100 damage per second. But from range, he could be played almost as a sniper, similar to the Foot Soldier. Painter's unique ability is that he has a better zoom than all of the other engineers. This is because the Painter is the sniper variant of all the engineers. Even though you could snipe with other engineers, the Painter is one of the most fun snipers in the entire game. He also has movement affected projectiles, so if it doesn't seem like you could shoot in a straight line, that's why. Mark P also suffers from this issue, but if you could get used to it, he's a ton of fun. The Plumber's unique ability is that his damage upgrade is useless and is really bad. So, I think that's a pretty cool reason that you could mix up the upgrades you want to use with this character. The damage upgrade only makes him do 1 more damage per direct, and this is mainly a splash-oriented character. Couldn't really find much to talk about with the landscaper, so I'll show another engineer tech. Normally, the big bolt blaster has the reticle shaped as a plus, but if you have the alternate ability, the bedazzled bolt blaster, it'll actually give you a different reticle, matching the regular engineer's reticle. Some people see this as a downgrade, but I still use it because I like the way the bedazzled bolt blaster looks. Something unique about the sanitation expert is that his projectiles do not explode over time. Well, they do, but it's really far away, essentially meaning you could snipe with this character. His projectiles shoot at a weird angle, but if you could get it down, this character is surprisingly really good from range. Something unique about the Roadie Z is that he has more health than all the other engineers. Also, he does more damage depending on how fast you spam his weapon, giving him one of the highest DPS in the entire game, making him one of the scariest characters, if not the scariest character in the game at close range. Something unique about the AC parry is that all of his character select icons in the game show him without a mustache, but the character is in fact supposed to have a mustache. This was definitely a graphical error, but I do think he looks a lot better without the mustache. There is a lot of chompers in this game, so I'm going to go over them pretty quickly. Chompers can instant kill people, which is pretty cool. The regular Chomper has 175 health. The Fire Chomper also has 175 health, but he has the benefit of having a better primary, and his spike weeds do more damage for whatever reason compared to all the other Chompers. Hot Rod Chomper, when having both speed upgrades, is the fastest character in the game. The Fire Chomper, Power Chomper, Toxic Chomper, and Chomp Thing are similar to the Roadie Z, that if you spam the trigger, they'll actually do more damage than intended. Count Chompula gains back his health after swallowing a zombie. He does have less health than the regular Chomper variant though. The Toxic Chomper is one of the few characters that the Toxic Aura is actually useful on. Since you're going to be up in people's face, that extra toxic damage is surprisingly useful. Something unique about the Armor Chomper is that he has 2 health upgrades. Chomp Thing has the fastest regeneration in the entire game. If you go into Burrow, you could get basically all of your health back if you're low. The Yeti Chomper is the only Chomper that can ADS, aka only Chomper that can zoom in. And Disco Chomper is the only non-new generation legendary plant. The Twilight and Unicorn Chomper have unique warp abilities, allowing them to fly across the map. The Twilight Chomper is also as fast as the Hot Rod Chomper, making him basically an upgrade completely to the Hot Rod Chomper. Something unique about the regular Imp is that he has arguably the worst recoil and accuracy in the entire game. Something unique about the Little Drake Imp is that in his mech it actually has multiple jumps, making you able to cross some very small gaps. His primary also does more damage depending on how fast you match, but I still think being able to jump over small areas is really cool. Something unique about the Pylon Imp is that he's the only imp to have an alternate ability. He has the Blink Pylon Call. It's the same exact thing as the regular Pylon Imp mech, except it cosmetically looks different and it does more damage. Something unique about the Imp class as a whole is that depending on the direction you hold, you could actually change the direction you jump in. This can really be a good mix-up option, as it'll make opponents have a hard time hitting you. Mainly the back jump option is really good, as it makes your crit box go down for a little bit, which can really throw people off. The Z7 Imp has a unique ability with his projectile speed being extremely fast. It's not as fast as the Citron, but it is practically hit scan, making the Z7 Imp a viable imp at range. After filling up your meter with only 1 more shared kill needed, then going into your mech, and then getting the shared kill, you can actually get party mode while in your mech. The Scallywag Imp actually has splash damage, but it only does 1 damage, making this the lowest DPS in the entire game. The splash radius is also so tiny, you're basically never going to find this useful. The Cactus has gold and iron walnut abilities. The golden ones can actually be stacked on top of each other. The iron ones cannot be stacked on top of each other though, so that's kind of lame. They're still a good option though, but objectively, being able to stack them makes the gold version better. The potato nugget mines are a frame 1 explosive option, meaning everything that hits contact on it will explode frame 1, doing 50 damage at a time. This is a great counter to characters like scientists, superheroes, and mechs rushing you, as each one does 50 damage. In my opinion, the potato nugget mines are much better than the regular potato mines because you could use them offensively. Since most of these cacti do not have any unique special abilities, I'm obviously showing some unique special abilities the cacti have as a whole. Here's a cool one. The garlic drone can actually explode itself with its own attack. Not with the needles, but with something else. With its own corn strike. If the corn strike explodes, it'll explode your garlic drone if you're too close, so definitely watch out for that. Power Cactus has a faster rate of fire compared to the regular Cactus. Future Cactus has charge shots that can instant kill zombies from across the map. If that sounds overpowered, it's because it is. This character is ridiculous, and is absolutely broken. The Camo Cactus has the best zoom out of all the cacti, also having the slowest rate of fire out of any of the plants. Contrary to popular belief, the Bandit Cactus actually shoots in a perfectly straight line. If you zoom in, the character has perfect accuracy. Even though the reticle is kinda bad, the character has really good accuracy. The Jade Cactus is one of, if not the slowest characters in the game. This character is an absolute slog to run around with. The Zen Cactus does more damage the less ammo you have in your clip, each shot doing more damage. Petrified Cactus is one of my favorite characters and has more health than all the other cacti. The character also is a detonation character, meaning you could shoot people behind walls. Normally you cannot jump while using the laser, but by pausing the game and going to enable toggle aim, you could zoom in and then jump and use the laser. The superhero's beam is actually incredibly useful if you master the art of toggle aim. Cosmic Brainz has the ability to charge punches. While not possible if you are the host or in your own backyard battleground, you can charge and easily hold your charge while going through the air. Electric Brainz' chain damage is not affected by damage drop-off. Toxic Brainz can fill up a meter, giving him some of the highest DPS in the game. He also gets a speed boost, and is generally one of the scariest characters to encounter when he fills up his meter. While not a party Brainz specific tech, the superhero is similar to the Citron. By not pressing any movement keys, jumping and using the heroic kick ability, you could chain the jumps together, allowing you to fly across the map. It's incredibly useful and makes the superheroes one of the most busted characters for traversing the map in the entire game. Again, do not press any of the movement keys while you do this. Rufus Brainz is faster than all the other superheroes. By winding up your punches and pressing the Ultra Ball button at the same time, you could actually unleash the Ultra Ball while moving. By quickly zooming and unzooming with the pirate's shotgun and sniper, you could do a ton of DPS, making you unintentionally do more damage. Captain Cannon is another one of the most fun characters in the game, and also has the self-detonation ability. He's an incredibly cool character, really satisfying to play as. Self-detonation is so cool. And Flameface can do double fire damage. If you hit someone with your shotgun and then use the sniper, you'll get 2 fire damage at the same time, dealing 10 damage over time. It's pretty busted. Captain Sharkbite's unique ability is that he has a better zoom than all of the other pirate variants. He also has hit scan projectile, similar to Z7 Imp. While not as fast as the lasers, he is extremely accurate. Also, his shotgun only takes up 1 ammo, opposed to the other pirates only taking 2. Captain Partyman is one of the few party characters that is a complete downgrade to the original. He has less ammo, does less damage, and is overall just worse than the regular pirate. One of Captain Squawk's unique abilities is that his shotgun is affected by how fast you click the trigger, making it do more damage. He also has the best zoom out of all the pirates, similar to Captain Sharkbite. He also has a really good projectile speed, similar to Captain Sharkbite. In my opinion though, Captain Sharkbite is just a better version of Captain Squawk. Sunflower's unique ability is that you could jump into your normally rooted ability, but by clicking the jump button and the rooted ability button at the same time, you can actually get a bit of a hop before you go in. Pretty useful. Fireflower has a slower projectile speed than all of the other sunflowers, but to make up for that, she does fire damage, making her a really good sunflower from range. Of course, with fire damage doing damage over time. Think of the paleontologist, but on the plant side. Besides Electro Brainz, Powerflower is the only fully automatic electric character in the entire game, which is really a shame. Power Flower is super cool though. Battle Flower has a faster fire rate than the regular Sunflower. Mystic Flower has a charge gimmick that none of the other Sunflowers have. But little know that her uncharged shots are extremely broken and have some of the best damage output in the entire game. Similar to the Rock Pea, Metal Petal has extra health. In fact, Metal Petal has more health than Rock Pea at the cost of moving slower. Similar to Rock Pea though, again, is that when going into your rooted abilities, you're an absolute tank. So if you're like me and love the Solar Flare theme ability, Metal Petal is the best character to choose for that. Sun Pharaoh is one of 2 burst characters on the plant side. The Alien Flower puts down a cloud mist. If any zombie is standing in here, they'll take some damage over time. The Vampire Flower gains health back for shooting projectiles at the zombie opponents. The Vampire Flower does have less health than all of the other sunflowers though. The Stuffy Flower has an extremely fast projectile speed, and also makes the zombies spawn sun drops whenever they get killed, making it a really viable character. In my opinion, the second best sunflower behind Mystic Flower. The Foot Soldier can chain together his Rocket Leap abilities, similar to the Heroic Kick. By not pressing any movement options and then pressing the jump button, you could gain some extra momentum. The Super Commando has the fastest reload time in the entire game. The Arctic Trooper is a really good character that doesn't require many shots to freeze the opponents. This is a great counterpick character to Torchwood and Citrons. The Tank Commander has the least amount of ammo out of any of the soldiers. He has a slower reload time than the Super Commando, but is pretty much Reg Scientist and regular soldier mixed together. General Supremo is the only soldier with infinite ammo, at the cost of having an overheat. Whenever he shoots, he cannot jump either. The Camo Ranger is the only non-elemental soldier that doesn't have a damage upgrade. Another thing that's unique about the Camo Soldier is that he has a better zoom than all of the other soldiers. The Sky Trooper has a faster fire rate than the regular soldier. His name of his primary is Danger Zone, which is a reference to the movie Top Gun about pilots. The Centurion doesn't have many things unique about him, but a secret you can do is that if you're wearing the gnome hat or the leprechaun hat and throw it in a stink cloud, you could actually stand in the stink cloud and be able to see, along with not being able to be seen by other players. Keep in mind this only works with the regular stink cloud and not the super stink cloud. Park Ranger is similar to the Alien Flower, as he puts down a cloud doing damage over time. The Scuba Soldier has the unique sonar ability. After shooting an opponent, if they go behind a wall, you could see exactly where they are. While there is an upgrade for this, I don't really find it useful, but the sonar on its own is useful. Another trick with this character is that you could shoot both your shots and then deploy a super stink cloud to finish off any 125 health character. While the regular Corn doesn't have too much unique about him, his ability Multi-Shuck is a complete downgrade to the original. It has horrible accuracy and doesn't even do more damage than the regular Shuck Shot. This ability is awful, don't use it. The Barbecue Corn is the best chip character in the entire game. He can easily shoot you from across the map, and only shooting one bullet sets you on fire. This fire also cannot be taken out by the superhero's Turbo Twister. He's a very obnoxious character to fight against. And if you like chipping away at people, shooting one bullet will equal the 25 damage over time. So this character is an absolute menace and can completely change a lobby. The Mob Pup has a penetration mechanic. He can shoot through multiple zombies at once if they're standing behind each other. Pup's Corn has a better zoom compared to the other corns, along with having a faster projectile speed. Not unique to Party Corn, but in Legendary mode when reloading, a unique sound cue will play. Commando Corn has a legendary meter, giving him more ammo. Another thing is Huskop. Each single shot counts as a different projectile. Take a look in the bottom right corner and look at all the ammo that the Huskop shoots out. Each of these shots can affect your overall accuracy and can change your accuracy percent at the end of a match. The regular All-Star is a great all-rounder character. He has very solid DPS and a great ability kit. He's also pretty decent at range. A solid pick and is definitely one of the most balanced characters in the game. Cricket Star has very weird accuracy. Though if you do get it down, he's really good at chipping from range like the Barbecue Corn. But unfortunately he does have the accuracy issue. If you could learn to use his primary though, He's really good from range. The goalie star doesn't have that much unique to him, but I want to show off some stuff with the All-Star's ability. The long bomb explodes instantly when impacted on a wall. That means if there's any plant that it shoots, even if you're point blank, it'll instantly explode the plant, making it an instant detonation input. Baseball star has the shortest overheat penalty in the entire game. Overheating with him doesn't matter. You could essentially see it as a reload. The hockey star is pretty similar to the soldier. He has a really fast fire rate, except he's great at range and can shoot for a very long time. This is the best all-star by a landslide in my opinion, since he's viable from anywhere on the map. Another cool thing you could do with the all-star is by not pressing any of the directional inputs, jumping and using the sprint tackle at the same time, then timing your jumps, you could gain some momentum after you do it. Rugby star has splash damage. Another thing about the rugby star is that from range he is surprisingly really good. I definitely recommend trying him out from range. After getting a kill with the wrestling star, a unique cheer sound effect will play. You could even hear it after shooting. The golf star is very similar to the hockey star, but he has a better zoom. I do think the hockey star has a better overall primary though. The golf star does have better accuracy. They're both good picks, but the hockey star is better in my opinion. The motocross star is the fastest zombie in the entire game. He has insanely good movement. He also can put a mud effect on all of the plants and it could disable their abilities. If you like playing aggressive all-star and spamming abilities, this is by far the best one to choose. His movement is absolutely insane. Similar to the motocross star, the tennis star is faster than all the other all-stars. He also has a faster speed whenever he shoots and walks. The regular rose has splash damage. Not a lot of people know this, but if you time snare someone and use the splash, since the rose's regular primary is pretty awful up close, by abusing this character's splash, it actually does a surprising amount of DPS, as well as this character not being affected by headshots. This is a great option to counter characters rushing you. It pairs really well with the Gotify ability and the time snare. The Druid Rose is one of two toxic characters that has a damage upgrade instead of a toxic upgrade. The Druid Rose also has a faster rate of fire than the regular Rose. The Fire Rose has the slowest projectile speed in the game, at 1 meter per second. Frost Rose, in my opinion, is the most viable Rose, as using her tier 2 or tier 3 shots, they have extremely fast projectile speeds and you don't even have to rely on the character's homing mechanic. You could simply use the charge shots and freeze your opponents from very far away, with also doing substantial damage output. The Frost Rose is a fantastic character. Party Rose is a complete downgrade to the regular Rose. When in party mode, you do about the same damage as regular Rose, with only having an extra speed boost and armor reduction. The Neck Rose is the only Rose with 2 tiers of charges. It charges pretty much instantly, but you will apply the unique Jinx mechanic to the zombies. The zombies will turn purple and take an absurd amount of damage from other attacks. This stacks extremely well with fire attacks and even with your own uncharged projectiles. This is probably the best support character in the entire game. The Torchwood is actually extremely fast and is the character, excluding Max, that has the most health in the entire game. He also gains a speed boost when using his Smoldering Madness ability, and it does fire damage, which is not affected by drop-off. The Smoldering Madness ability is actually very similar to a legendary mode because you go faster, you have infinite ammo, and, well, it's just a broken ability. The Hover Goat has one of the most unique jumps in the entire game, being able to hover for a longer period of time. The character's sound effects are actually altered versions of Foot Soldier's sound effects, as well as the Mega Awesome Laser having infinite ammo. Whenever you move around, it'll take more of your Mega Laser power, but if you stand still, it'll take less. So this goes as long as you want. Of course, without having to worry about an overheat. He also has the Super Turbo ability, where all the zombies around him will gain a speed boost. His left ability allows you to give a friend or teammate more damage. This is the last character on the list, and I had a lot of fun making this. Let me know your guys' favorite character down below, and let me know some facts that you knew or didn't know. Hope you all have a great day. Subscribe, join the Discord, and Yeah, have a great day, guys. Bye bye.